Well, hello, everyone. This is Tina Greer, and welcome to the Tina Greer Show Small Business Conversations. I am so excited to be able to bring this to you this year. I want to we have, a phenomenal guest for today. And I'm just super excited to be able to bring this type of information to you. For many of you who may know me and may not know me, I am a business coach. I am a creator, product developer, a digital creator, and I wear many hats. And one of the things that I really enjoy doing. Hello, Dr. DJ. One of the things that I really enjoy doing is empowering others, informing others of new ways of doing things or things that they haven't really thought about to really expand their business or their personal lives, and really just giving back through knowledge, education, and action. So just various ways. So that with this show, I'm able to bring on um, you know, my ideal audience, which was small business owners. Um, those individuals who that are in the trenches, in the everyday trenches, working with other individuals and clients and even corporations, but really giving back and sharing their expertise. So I'm just so excited to bring on our guest for today. Hopefully, everybody can hear me okay. Everything sounds good. We are streaming live in various platforms, and I just want to make sure that everybody, there we go, everybody has a chance to hear us and experience this conversation. So I'm gonna just check with my guest, make sure she's here. Okay, we're gonna.
Yeah.
All right. How are you doing, Miss Johnson? Can you hear me okay?
Yes, can you hear me?
I can hear you faintly. Okay. And Deborah says she can hear us. Okay, hear us well. I want to make sure you can hear both of us. Let me see here. Let me turn my okay.
So can you
Uh,
hear me better?
yes. I needed to
Okay.
turn my speaker up. Hey, mic check 1 2 1 2.
Mic check. Check mic.
There you go. Look, we're telling our age. Okay, we get into the hip hop era.
Yeah, don't go there because you know what year they just celebrated. So no, we're not telling our age.
All right. We don't want to know that number. But we're looking pretty good, right? For our age. Looking really good for our age. So hey, we're blessed.
Yes.
So I am so excited that you are joining me today. Just getting started. This is the relaunch of the Tina Greer Show Small Business Conversations. And I had to bring back oldie but goodie guest, the one who has all the information. Let me formally introduce you, and we're gonna start our conversation if that is okay with you. Okay.
Works for me.
All right. So, Miss Teresa Wright Johnson is definitely a true community connector and advocate. And she has a passion for helping the community, children, and families. Career wise, Teresa has worked in customer service, business, education, social work field, and she's also worked with several companies you may know of, such as Macy's, Marriott, the High Museum, Sprint, Parent to Parent of Georgia, and Georgia Department of Children and Family Services, just to name a few. She has a degree in business management and several certifications to name of, even a certification in early childhood parenting and mental health. She enjoys working with both children and adults. She is an educator, a mental health professional, a parent advocate, and a victor of domestic violence who uses
Wow.
her lived life experiences to help others. So help me welcome Miss Teresa Wright Johnson to the stage. Yes.
Thank you. Thank you, girl. Yeah, and that is an oldie but goodie too bio. So that's how we met before, and I am always happy to be graced here with you. Thank you so much.
You are so welcome. I just had to have someone of your caliber to relaunch the show because I know, we're going to talk about work life balance. We're just going to have a conversation. So, and just to let the audience know, small business conversations is a form of just conversating, getting the information out there, exchanging information with other like-minded individuals in order to help the masses. So again, we are streaming live on YouTube. We are on the Training Hub for Women Government Contractors, as well as my personal page on Facebook. So I wanted to really get the information out to thousands of individuals who may see this conversation live, and also for those who want to, who visit us on the replay. So it will be here forever, guys. So just want to let you know. So let's start this. One of the things that I wanted to talk about, because 2023 was a tough year for me personally. A lot of deaths in my personal family, and just some trials and tribulations. But yet, as an entrepreneur, I still had to show up for my clients, as a small business owner, show up to get the job done. So, and it was a challenge because of my mental state, but then balancing that with what needed to be done, and really trying to focus in on what needs to be done. So I really want to, kind of go and deep dive into just the intricacies of the work life balance. But and now I'm going to ask you some questions, and we can just some leading questions, and we can just have that conversation. But can you provide like tips to keep a level of sanity as we juggle family life and business? Now, what would you want to share with that?
So first of all, that's individualized. So what works for you may not work for others. So you know what your lifestyle looks like, what it requires. And also sometimes we're so busy we're fooling ourselves. So one thing about myself is I am a small business owner. I own a nonprofit, a for-profit, and a women's group organization. I speak, coach, and train. I'm a mother, I'm a wife, I'm a multiple operational manager. That's what I call moms, right? I'm a mom. And so when you're thinking about doing all the different hats you wear, whether you be a male or a female, one tip is just sometimes being honest and patient with yourself,
Mm,
slowing down. You
mm,
can't be everything to everybody, right?
right.
And you can't be everywhere. We live in a very fast paced world now. And
Mm,
that's why a lot of people, when COVID happened, they started realizing they didn't like their spouses, they didn't like their life, they didn't know their children, they didn't know each other because you're constantly going. So slowing yourself down and taking inventory of what is happening in my life, what do I need to change, or maybe redirect in a different way. So
mm,
those are three tips: slow down, be patient with yourself, and kind with yourself, right?
mm. Mm. That is really good, because I noticed, just as even though that the pressures of work, I kept telling myself I have to give myself grace. I have to give myself time, for healing, time for just that mental space, just self-care. How does that factor in as far, let's just talk about identifying, as a business owner, levels of stress and anxiety. Can you expound upon
Yeah.
those type of situations, especially being in the mental health field?
So one, just being a business owner is stressful, right?
Mm,
because you're managing so many different realms of your business depending on what level you're at, right? And
right.
so if you're thinking about your business, that could be stressful. What are things that you can do to create in your business that also gives you balance? And so one is also, your calendar. So making sure that you have a calendar and you are following and planning with your calendar. So with many of the clients I help as the owner of Mom Biz Boss and as a coach for moms, is I talk about on Sunday evening, are you making sure to look at your calendar for the week?
Mm,
Are you planning your calendar? And if you're a mother or you have other family, children, husband, wife, do you know what their calendar looks like? Do they know what your calendar looks like? My husband will tell you. He's like, when I look at the joint calendar, all I see is red because that's my calendar. But guess what? He can see my calendar, right?
right.
Because if he couldn't see my calendar, he wouldn't know. And then I'm overbooking. Same thing with the children, teaching your children how to plan their calendar. I just had one of my teenagers sync her. She don't even have Google because she has her iPhone, but I made her create a Google calendar and sync it with our calendars. So that's one thing. The other thing
Mm.
is don't overcommit. It's okay to say no. There is power in that two-letter word no.
Wow, you're right
Saying
about
no.
that.
Saying no. And I can tell you, I say yes to so many things, but I've learned to say no because you can't effectively do everything and be good at it. So saying no. And
And
then
I
mhm,
just being saying, you can't be everything to everybody. I know we love to give. We're servant, servant leaders, and we love to give of ourselves, of our times. But something, it's just like like with the airplane, you put your mask on. You got to put your mask on first before you're able to help other people. Because if not, you're depleted. And I like how you talked about calendars because um, the communication can be a really high level of stress when you're not communicating with the individuals in your household and you got to get things done you
mhm.
know so I think that is really important to organize and then be able to communicate verbally and in written documents so they can really see, yes, that you are busy or you have this amount of time. So and really consider those things when you're planning activities, both business and professional.
Right. And we're also teaching people how to treat us and teaching them how to treat our time, but also they're showing me that they have things to do. So, for instance, I have someone that invited me to a conference in a few weeks. I was so looking forward to go out there to fly to the conference, but my husband said, "Hey, did you look on the calendar? This is something I really want you to be able to attend with me." So I
Mhm.
looked on the calendar and he did put that there. So now I'm like, okay, well, mine wasn't on the calendar yet. You just popped that up on me. And so many times, sometimes we're willing to just throw stuff in place quickly when you might not even have had time for that. So thinking out, do I have time for that networking event? Oh, not only that, do you have finance for some of these things?
Mm.
Finance is another thing. Are you planning, a budget for your networking events or your conferences? And then lastly, that I want to say is another thing to keep stress down is support and delegation.
That we try to do it all. You know how we do. So and
I
so
can do
can't
it.
do it better than me. I got to do it myself, and you're exhausted. Yeah, and some of those things you have mentioned really takes discipline. We have to learn to be disciplined, discipline ourselves. Sometimes it's like you get tired of, you should be getting tired of sitting on that nail. That nail is painful because you keep doing the same thing expecting different results. So to be disciplined and know, okay, I know I don't supposed to be doing this. I know I could delegate this menial task to somebody else who can do it fabulous and just be happy and content while I focus on something else. But that whole, I need to do it myself. If I want to get it done right, I got to do it myself. And then we get caught in that situation of stress and anxiety because we got so much on our plate. So I really liked how you gave us some tools to kind of help alleviate that. It's just a point of putting it to action. Sometimes do you feel with work-life balance, you that self-talk of I know I can do it. I know I need to do it, but why am I not facing this issue, or why am I having this roadblock? Do you have times where, even when working with your clients, because I know that you coach as well, there's roadblocks in the way, mental roadblocks for individuals. Can you expound upon that?
Yeah, so I would call those saboteurs, right? That means
Mm,
saboteurs, like sabotaging. And so we have all these things, and you can Google saboteurs. What are self saboteurs? But we have all these things in our mind and our conscious telling us what we can do, what we can't do, how we did it before, what's going to happen. All these things, those
yes.
saboteurs are talking to you. So you have to find something to combat those saboteurs, and that might even be systems and delegation. So a lot
Mm,
of times we don't get things done because we're not good at it. But quite honestly, if I didn't have a virtual assistant and somebody to help me write stuff and somebody to help me become international best-selling author, none of that would have got done, because that's not my
right.
gift. My
Mm,
gift is speaking, coaching, training,
mm-hmm,
research, information, connections. So
mm,
you have to be really understanding with yourself and honest, brutally honest with yourself, what you can do and what you can't do, because sometimes those saboteurs are coming up because you haven't effectively planned,
mm,
or you're trying to avoid things. So what are some things that you can put in place so those saboteurs are not always getting you? So one, you said I'm a coach, you're a coach, you might need to get you some mentors or coaches. We met going into to see a coach for our
mm-hmm.
speaking years ago, right?
Right.
So you need a team. You need someone to help you. So get a mentor, get a coach to help you through some of the things that might be stressful for you or you don't know. Then
Mm-hmm.
get a team, or even if it is just a support system or an accountability partner to help you as well. Because why will this all make sense for your stress levels? It's not all just stuck here.
Mm-hmm.
It's not all stuck here. And
Mm-hmm.
so that's why we need to have systems, we need to have organization, and we also just have to be brutally honest with ourselves. Because I tell my clients all the time, when you are a small business owner and you're the boss, I call my boss Mrs. She, Me, Her.
I've heard of that before. I've heard
Mhm.
you reference
Yeah,
yourself, she, me, her.
no, no,
Are those all your pronouns?
that's before I even knew about the pronouns like that. Okay,
Exactly.
so but she,
Exactly.
me, her is my boss, right? But only I know she, me, her, and only she knows me. So you can fool
Mm,
yourself as well on what you're supposed to be doing, where you are in business. I know I've done it. I know hundreds of other business owners that have. And so that could be stressful as well. But if you have a support system and other people that are holding you accountable, you're less likely to be all alone in your little silo. And I think that's one of the things as
yes.
business owners, as small business owners, you have to create almost like work buddies, just like
Mhm.
you had at work for yourself. Because guess what that's called? That's called social self care. So we can go and grab back. I have a program that we do called 7 Layers of Self Care. Grab back
Mm,
to self care and think about socially. Even as business owners, we need self care. And it's not all about always going out to network, because that could be stressful too. Because do you have
right.
time to even follow up or a follow up system?
Right. That's true. That is true. I like that you brought up social self-care, because as entrepreneurs, and we are, especially in the era of Zoom or these platforms that we use, we're in the office, especially a solo entrepreneur working by ourselves. And you're talking to a computer, or you working on a computer all day, or on the phone all day. That's it. No physical human interaction like we used to have in corporate America, where even if you're going into the lunchroom and take a break, you see someone, or you can ask a colleague, hey, what about this situation, or what about that situation? When you're a solo entrepreneur, sometimes you're on your own. And it's like you have to know how to reach out to other people, and have ways of doing that, so you won't feel so alone, and feel non-productive, especially if you get stuck and you don't have someone to ask a question to. So that in itself can create that level of anxiety or stress, or even imposter syndrome, saying, what am I doing here? I know I don't supposed to be doing this. Why am I even attempting to do this? Who said that I could do this? Who said I was the expert? So we talk that saboteur, we self-sabotage
Mhm.
as well when we don't have that accountability buddy or partner or that social self-care where we can actually bounce off ideals from. So have you come across, with just working in general in your experience, have come across individuals who have suffered from the imposter syndrome because having that feeling of who said that you can go out on your own and be an entrepreneur or a small business owner? You need to go get that 9 to 5. What do you think you're doing? That self doubt or self-talk. Have you come across that, or have clients that you've helped overcome that aspect as far as their psyche?
Right. So even if we weren't entrepreneurs, self talk is something that we do naturally, unfortunately. And a lot of time it's not positive self talk. So what we have to do is replace that negative self talk with positive self talk. And also, what are the things and people and places surrounding us that feed into that psyche? So, of course, because we're entrepreneurs. So, if you were being honest or I were being honest, you've heard that before in your conscious. I've heard that before in my conscious. Like, girl, this is hard. These people not paying these invoices. They not showing up for this event. Or, I didn't sell this many books, or I need this speaking contract or whatever. That 9 to 5, that regular 2 week, every month, every week paycheck would be so much better. Yes. I know plenty of people like that. And I've seen some people that, that takes over and they decide that it is too much. And let's be honest too. Some people, everybody isn't cut out to be an entrepreneur. You don't want to hear it, but it's the truth.
It
If
is
you
true.
don't have a level of grit and dedication and focus and discipline, it might not be for you
Mm,
because you don't have a boss. Mrs. Me, she, her is Mrs. Me, me, me. So I'm
right.
bossing me. But if you need someone to direct you and you need a boss and you need so much different levels of structure that you can't create for yourself as a business owner, you might not need to be an entrepreneur, or you might need to find a business that gives you that type of support. And that could cause another level of stress as well, because you are used to being in a supportive environment of a corporate setting or a work setting,
Mhm.
and your personality or your demeanor doesn't match with being a free range entrepreneur. And that's okay, because everybody wasn't meant to be an entrepreneur. Everybody wasn't meant to be a teacher. Everybody wasn't meant to be a corporate leader. It's all right.
Mhm.
We have to go back to that as well, because we live in the age of entrepreneurship being cool, and we can all have our own business and we can all, yes, that's true, but not everybody's psyche is set up for that. And so
Mm,
that's another way, and that's called occupational self care. So let's go reach there, because occupationally, what is good for you and for your occupation, what
mm,
works for you. And so thinking about self-care again, how do these things impact me individually and work for me, because we are all different. I can't work a 9 to 5. So sorry, no way, not happening. I can get a part-time gig. I have plenty of contracts. I have clients and I have my business, but that does not work for who I am and how I'm set up. But I
right.
know that I had to create some systems for me as well, so that
That
we
is
can
so,
get
oh
there.
my gosh, there's so many golden nuggets that you have just shared. And I know this is helping somebody out here, um, you know, um, in cyberspace, because it's true. It's the real deal, and it's not for everybody, and it's not for the faint of heart. I used to get teased by a good friend of mine years ago, where I'm here working in my let's say in my when I was working in corporate, and I worked in my home office. I would get up every morning as if I'm going into the physical office, dressed at my desk at 8 o'clock. Getting ready to work my corporate 9 to 5 job. And she used to tease me and said, Tina, why are you fully dressed as if you're going out of the house? Well, I'm going to work. That was my discipline. I did that for many, many years. So when I left corporate America, I kept that same energy up. I would get up as an entrepreneur. I'm the boss. I'm the one that has to show up every single day. Get up and be ready to go in the morning. Just like I needed to give my energy to my business, just like I did to corporate America. And we as entrepreneurs need to understand that our job, our business is our lifeline to make money. And we have to treat it as such, because nobody we're not looking in the mail to get a W-2 check. We have to go out and hunt. We have to fish, we have to hunt to gather, our clients, but we have to get out there and market ourselves. So this is all really good information. Oh my God, time is flying by so fast. Oh my goodness. So let me ask you a question in regards to when is a good time to clock out? We was talking about 9 to 5. You know how 9 to 5 we would clock out. 5 o'clock or 4:30, we're done. We start working after lunch. It's like, okay, especially if you get ready to go on vacation or
for the weekend.
Oh yeah, Friday, you might as well forget that, in corporate America. But when is a good time to clock out? For example, rest, solitude, and work for the day as a small business owner, not as a corporate employee. But when should we clock out? And what Dr. DJ says, what is clock out? Time management diva says, what do you mean by clock out as an entrepreneur, a small business owner? Can we talk about that?
Yeah, so that's all about time management. But in honesty, when you are your own business owner, depending if you're a micro or solo business owner, if you have more of a team and a system, your time might look different. And so clocking out may be different. Also, if you're a mom that has small children, or if you're a caregiver, so you might be clocking in and out. You might be working split shifts. I used to call them split shifts.
Yeah,
because I had to pick my daughter up from school at 3 o'clock. So I would have to clock out, come get her, cook dinner, and then work again, maybe when I put her to sleep. So you have to make sure you're creating a healthy balance for yourself. And clocking out might be that you have a 40-hour-a-week schedule. I know I don't have a 40-hour-a-week schedule. So for instance, tonight, before I came in here, I was teaching a class for 2 hours, right? But for me, Fridays are for me Fridays. So Fridays, I don't do as much work on Fridays. I'm going to be done with my work if I do work by 1 p.m. or whatever that nature is. But also, it depends on how your life is set up, right? So you shouldn't be working 24 hours all the time. But if we're honest, as business owners, what did you just say? You have to fish, you have to eat, you got to get them invoices paid. So sometimes you are going to be doing those things, but how do you balance that off or integrate that off? So that might be, since you worked hard all week, during the weekend, let me tell you, don't call me on Sunday. I have let my clients know, never, 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 ever again will you get me on a Sunday. That's my rest day. So you have to set boundaries.
Boundaries, yes.
So you set those boundaries, okay, now this is my rest. And another time to clock out, are your eyes hurting? Can you hardly see? Are your eyes twitching? Are you getting headaches? Are you hungry? Are your legs getting stiff? You need to be getting up, walking around.
Yes, you're talking about me.
I'm talking about all of us. Open the door, go get, sometimes I just open the door and stand out on the patio and get some vitamin D, because that's good for my physical and my mental well-being. So clocking out means when you need a break. You're going to have to set boundaries for yourself and others, but you're also going to have to do some basic things that are physical and emotional self-care. So listen, y'all just need to come to my 7 layers of self-care, apparently.
Woo! There we go.
That's what it is. But you need self-care. So, or you could Google what are the different levels of self-care. Because when we talk about small business owners, one of the reasons you decided you wanted to be a business owner is you wanted freedom. I'm just telling you. So Freedom means you need to have some time when you can just go out and
Mm-hmm.
be free, because you
Yep.
came into this because of your passion, your hope, your strength. You wanted to help people, but I want to be free. So I'm going to be Friday, for me, Friday, Sunday, I'm out doing whatever, I
Yes.
need to do. So just those boundaries, I think that is great. And also implementing the self care you need for yourself.
Man, you have, oh my gosh, you have touched on so much, and that the boundaries, to balance work life out, having those boundaries, having the systems in place, the accountability partner, the support, whether it be a team member or hire, delegate. You're just touching on so much that needs to happen to keep, just really, and it's an ongoing activity that you need to implement as a business owner, because there's days when you're going to feel unbalanced, and there's going to be a shift. You got to shift, you got to pivot, you got to look and reassess things in order to make sure that, am I doing the activities in my business that I need to do to generate the outcome that I want? If not, I need to reassess. Am I getting rest? Am I physically capable, let alone mentally capable, to handle the type of work that I do and still be happy and function, in my personal life as well as my business life? So those are really just really good questions and things to think about, as a business owner, that we all at some point, at some time or another, have been affected by. And sometimes, by and at the end of the day, the bottom line is what's affected. When you look up and say, okay, I got more month than money at the end of the month, so what happened? What is it that I'm not doing in order to bring that income in? I need to look at some things to see if this is where I need the direction that I need to go in my business, and still be happy and thrive. We want to be thrivers, right? Not just surviving, but thriving in our business with the work life balance. So, would you, I know it's time is winding up. You have been phenomenal. Oh my God, you've given us so many gems to consider. Is there any parting words or anything that you want to, tell us about you, your business, any offers that you have that you want to share with everyone?
Before I give an offer, and thank you again so much for having me, because we could have this conversation on and on, right? Because
Mhm.
it is the easiest thing to do for us to do, because and say it's because we're entrepreneurs, right? It's the pot calling the kettle black, because we know what it's like to be an
Mhm.
entrepreneur. So one of the things you just said was making sure you're bringing in that finance. So that means you need to be taking care of your fiscal self-care, okay?
Oh, yes.
Your fiscal self-care, creating goals, creating strategies to get there, and implementing that work life balance so that you feel fulfilled in your life, to be able to do that, to have the peace, the joy, the passion, the creativity. So that's important. For me, when I think about offers, I think about my organization, Mom Biz Boss. If you're a mom, we would love for you to connect with Mom Biz Boss. Um, and if you're not a mom, you know a mom. And guess what? You don't have to be a mom. You can be a best auntie. You can be a woman that is just in business helping other people. Check us out over at Mom Biz Boss. Miss Tina Greer is one of our four Mom Biz Bosses of the Year. I always remember that. I think she was the first one,
I
because
was the first one. I was so surprised.
wait a minute, wait a minute. Let's not say that, Tina. It was you, Trina and Tina. So you were the first one at that particular conference, but she was so surprised she didn't know. But Mom Biz Boss, we are an organization of mothers and women that focus on motherhood, parents, and business and social awareness. And we have chapters in 20 states, 21 states. And we look forward to you connecting with us. And you can reach us at MomBiz boss.org. That's my offer. Or reach out to me. You can Google me. You can find me under, keyword Mom Biz Boss or my name. I speak, coach, and train on mental health, parenting, social awareness, and so many other things as a certified life coach, business coach, parent educator, and mental health instructor and peer specialist. So I appreciate being here. I hope that you think about the integration of balance for your life and your business and your family, because without that integration and balance, you cannot be fully successful because your life has many different parts, not just business. And the business should be you being in business of taking care of yourself, your whole self.
Wow, that's been amazing. I want to thank you again for taking the time out to share valuable, powerful information with the audience. I know that they are taking it all in. We have several comments on Facebook, on YouTube, and this is going to be there. So for all the replay viewers, hit hashtag replay. Let us know that you did see this. And if you want to reach out to Miss Teresa Wright Johnson, Mom Biz Boss, she has a Facebook group as well. You can definitely connect with her, Google her, and be able to get additional information on her services, her coaching services, and then also just align yourself. Because again, we as women, we as aunties and so forth, we can all participate and be able to grow and learn from each other. So again, thank you for coming on our the first show, the relaunch of the Tina Greer Small Business Conversations. And it's been an amazing evening. So thank you so much, Miss Johnson.
Thank you. And thank you for being such a friend, a fabulous woman of business, a mom biz boss, and just a light to other women and men.
And me. All right. Well, have a great evening. Bye for now.